G'day guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be going over my round 6 AFL tipping. So, sorry about this app form. I promise you in the next 2 rounds my normal tipping video form will be back. But without further ado, I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's get straight into reviewing my round 5 tips. So the first round, the first round robin of the year, which is Gala round. Obviously, there's only one. I got 6 out of 9, and I got my margin off on 34 for this game. I tipped Adelaide by 19. Geelong ended up winning. No, I tipped Adelaide by 15. Geelong ended up winning by 15. So that was that. And then the next tip I got right, Collingwood, pretty easy. And then I tipped Gold Coast versus North, Carlton versus Eagles. Then I tipped Brisbane, Essendon, Fremantle. Now, this one surprised me. I tipped the Saints. I thought they were going to pull off a little bit of an upset win at the Norwood Oval, but they couldn't. It was also the hottest game in AFL history, I think. And then Hawthorn. How did they lose like that? Not very good for the Hawks start of the season. But 6 out of 9, not looking so good out of in the official AFL tipping in National or WA 31,519th, and then National 34,930th. So yeah, let's just get straight into my round 6 tips now. To start off, tonight, Brisbane versus the Pies at the Gabba. Look at the form guide. The Brisbane Lions are first, the Pies are fourth. 85% have tipped Brisbane, 15% Collingwood. The Lions have won their last 5. Pies have won their last 4, obviously. And yeah, there's been good seasons for both sides. Brisbane, obviously, the favourites going into this one at their home ground, the Gabba. But I wouldn't write off Collingwood just yet. They are looking absolutely elite this year, and I wouldn't be surprised if they beat the Lions to potentially go into first spot, maybe. Or no, Gold Coast will be there. But I wouldn't be surprised if Brisbane loses one to the Pies. So I'm not going to tip the Pies, but I reckon they'll put up a fight. I reckon tonight Brisbane will get this one done at the Gabba by 6 points. Moving on to Marvel. On the Good Friday game, North Melbourne taking on Carlton. What a game this will be. North, suck. Carlton, suck. Well, North actually have had a decent season from where we started. Carlton are just having underestimated. But before I'm saying anything else bad about other teams, my side's the worst in the comp. Sorry, guys. But North Carlton, it should be a pretty good game. Both sides are in hot water this season. They aren't doing the greatest. So, at Marvel Stadium, it's obviously a North's home game for Good Friday. North Melbourne were coming back in this one last year in the third quarter. Then they blew it away in the last. But Carlton obviously getting that job done. But North, they'll put up a fight. They'll put up a fight against the Blue Baggers. If Carlton loses one, gee whiz, will their fans be angry. But I'll tip Carlton. The Eagles versus Essendon. For your guys' enclosure, I will be attending this game at Optus Stadium. But I don't really want to look at the form guide. Eagles have won 0% of their games. Bombers have won 50%. 18th, 13th. 12% have somehow tipped the Eagles. What are you guys on? I don't even have to say much. Eagles suck. Essendon are decent. Just straight off tip Essendon. Melbourne versus Fremantle. To start off the Saturday at the G. Melbourne also this season. They haven't won at all. And Fremantle, they're actually having a good season. They're in the 8 so far. They've won 3. Lost 2. Fremantle are playing well this season. I have faith in them that they can make finals. And Melbourne, they're trash, but not as bad as the Eagles, but they're close to it. Except they don't get smashed. So I'm going to tip the Dockers to win this one against 17th position. Alright, Adelaide, last round, they did get that loss against Geelong, which wasn't pretty great, but GWS also had a great win last round in Gala round against St Kilda at Norwood. So that was pretty nice for them, for GWS to get up and about against the Saints. But Adelaide, let's see, they really should have won that one. In the last quarter is where they all blew it away against Geelong. And GWS, they didn't blow it away at all. They won against St Kilda really nicely. So, yeah, they did that really well. And Adelaide somehow are still the favourites going into this one at the AO. But GWS, they are definitely premiership contenders. They've won 4, lost 1. Obviously, Adelaide have won 3, lost 2 in a row. They should have not lost that many, but they got robbed. But although Adelaide are the favourites, I reckon GWS will win this one by 15. Moving on to the Saturday night. Richmond are $9 to beat the Suns at Marvel. Richmond aren't the greatest at Marvel. Obviously, last time they lost by 83 to the Saints. But the Gold Coast can really smash them here. If Gold Coast take advantage, lock in, Richmond might be cooked, chat. Richmond might be cooked. So, if Richmond don't show up, like last time they played at Marvel, they're going to get smashed. And they have some young hopes like Lawler. Seth Campbell has been really good for them this season, and then Nank is a good ruck for them. But without Dusty and without all their stars, this season they were predicted to go horrible, and they haven't gone the greatest except for that one win. So I'm still going to say that Gold Coast are going to win this one. Sunday. Sydney take on Port at the SCG. Port Adelaide, obviously, what a game for Port Adelaide last round. Great win against a great win against what was I going to say? Great win against Hawthorn, sorry. The Sydney last round, they were all right. They did end up getting the job done again. No, actually, Sydney last round, they were mid. Sydney, they were mid last round. They got smashed by Collingwood, which wasn't so pleasant to see for Sydney fans. But at the SCG, they are all right. And Port Adelaide, this season, that was really their only decent game except for the Richmond one. So, Sydney, yes, they lost to Collingwood, but it's not that big of a deal. I'm still going to tip them. Moving on to, there is the last Sunday game. The Dogs take on the Saints. So the Saints lost to GWS. The Dogs obviously only just losing to Brisbane after they conceded that comeback. But the Dogs at Marvel, they're pretty alright. But the Saints are on fire this season. They've won 3. You know, they've really done really well to win 3 of their games. So I'm proud of the Saints, the way they're going. But then the Dogs, they're injured. They're like all injured, so I expect them to not be the greatest. But at Marvel, St Kilda are dominant there, so I'm going to tip them. Now, last of all, it is the Easter Monday. It is the Easter Monday clash at the G. This is going to be a huge one. To start, Geelong, last round. What a win against Adelaide. I've got to applaud the Cats. Great win versus the Crows. Then Hawthorn, what happened? What there happened to the Hawks against Port Adelaide? It's like they just had a day off or something. I don't know really what happened to the Hawks there, but they're still going to be close to the favourites going into this one. Of course, they are 5th. Geelong is 6th. But at the MCG, Hawthorn have done really good this season. And although Hawthorn got smashed last game, not smashed, but they were getting smashed, they only just came back, I'm going to tip them to win this one. Against Geelong, in the Easter Monday, I'm going to tip them to win this one. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. These are all my tips. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. Like, subscribe, share this to your mates if you enjoyed these tips. Peace.